Hi students, in this tutorial I am going to show you how to add a texture to your packaging net and also change the color of your packaging net. The first thing that you want to do is open the packaging net file in Photoshop. You go to File, Open, and make sure you find that correct file. You're also going to open a saved texture that you have found on Google. So I found this brown paper bag texture by searching it up in Google. You could choose any kind of texture that you think would be appropriate for your packaging. And what I would like you to do is go to Google Images and use the tools, change the size to large, and use a large free image that is appropriate. Make sure that you save the image as a JPEG and you're going to open that image in Photoshop as well. Okay, we've got our packaging net image open. I want you to double click the background layer to unlock it. Then grab your magic wand tool, select the outside border of your artwork and press delete because we don't want all of the white background. Select Control D to deselect. Then we're going to find the texture that we like. We're going to make sure it's unlocked by double clicking. I'm going to select the Move tool, click, and then drag and drop it on top of our packaging net template. So I'm just going to move it with the Move tool into the corner. I'm going to enlarge it by pressing Control T and then hold Shift as I enlarge that to expand over the top of my packaging net template and release. Once I'm happy with where it's placed, I'm going to press Enter. Then I am going to make sure my textured image is selected, and I'm going to go up to Layer and then scroll down to Create Clipping Mask. So what that has now done is clipped it to the border of the packaging net below. We are nearly finished. I'm going to go ahead and select a blending mode, which is on my layers panel just at the top here. I'm going to scroll down to multiply, and you can see when I do that with multiply, the little lines of my packaging net become visible. So once I'm happy with that for my packaging net, I can also change. I'm just checking out the opacity. If that kind of texture is too much for you, like check out and see if there's an opacity that you prefer to make it a little lighter. If you are happy with all of that, then you can select layer 1 and select layer 2. You can right click and merge the layers, and you now have a packaging net with a brown texture. So that is your option 1. If you prefer just to change the color of your packaging net, let's go right back to the beginning. I'm going to just use the history tool just here and go right back to the beginning. I'm going to use the same steps. I'm going to unlock my background to start with. I'm going to make sure my layer is selected, use the magic wand tool, and delete the white background. I'm going Control D to deselect, and I'm going to use my paint bucket tool, but I'm setting a foreground color first. So I'm going to double click on the little square on the left hand menu, find a foreground color that's appropriate for my packaging. I'd like to probably use quite a light pastel color so that my imagery that I'm popping on my packaging is what really stands out. This is just going to be the background. I'm then going to find my little paint bucket tool. So it's on the left hand menu. If you cannot find it, click the 3 dots at the bottom to edit your toolbar, or click and hold. You can edit your toolbar and scroll down to find your paint bucket tool just here. Once you've got your paint bucket tool, we will select our foreground color, which I have done. I'm going to make it a bit brighter just for the sake of this tutorial so you can see it. I'm then actually not going to use the paint bucket tool. I'm going to go down to my layers panel to this little icon right at the bottom, which is create new fill layer. It's the circle. I'm going to scroll up to solid color, and I will now have the color that I want to choose for my packaging. So use the picker, select one that you think is appropriate, click OK. Then go up to your blending mode on your layers panel, scroll down and select multiply. And you can see now your packaging has turned the color selected. If you want to change the color, on this little colored icon in your layers panel, double click it, and you can go ahead and change. So I suggest that until you're happy with it, do not merge these layers. Once you have edited your design and you're happy with the color selected, you are going to shift and select both layers. You're going to right click, then merge the layers. And now you have a flattened artwork, which means you can't edit the separate layers and the color is very difficult to edit. Once you have done that, you're going to select the background and delete, so we get rid of the excess color. Control D to deselect. So there you have two options to edit the colors of your packaging, one using a flat color and one using a textured image found from Google.